Well, not in a million years did Corinne think deodorant could kill anyone, least of all her 16-year-old son, Brad. But she says it did. Now this brave mum's on a crusade to help save other young lives. Tonight she's demanding the multinational manufacturer take action and take it quickly.
Basically, the boys were just playing Russian roulette. They all sat around and decided to try this for the first time, and Bradley lost his life.
He was just 16, planning to leave school and start a trade. Now Brad is gone and his mum, Corinne Mayer, is taking aim at the multinational company she holds responsible.
I blame Rexona. I think they've got some questions that they need to answer for myself and the other parents that have lost their children.
You could really sniff that shit.
Yeah. Corinne, had you ever heard of chroming before this happened to your family?
Yeah, my family and friends hadn't heard of it, so this was definitely a new thing for us.
You can see kids chroming on streets across the country, at bus stops, even on buses. But it's the last thing Corinne expected Brad to do on a sleepover at a friend's place 6 months ago.
Literally for him, it was just him and his mates made a silly decision, and it cost him his life.
So take us through what happened that night.
So one of the kids had a can and they inhaled it. Bradley suffered a severe allergic reaction to the chemicals in Rexona, and he had a fatal heart attack.
But it's not harmless fun at all. It's very harmful and potentially life-threatening.
Dr. Karen Phelps says the short-term buzz is just not worth it.
Now, just a single episode of inhaling with one of these chemicals, you could get brain damage, you could go into a coma, have convulsions, and can die.
I'd heard of chroming via chroming with paint and petrol, but not deodorant cans. No, that was something, I wouldn't have even thought of.
Brad collapsed at Natalie Allen's home where he was spending the night.
When we heard that Brad passed, the sound of despair on my son was terrible because he didn't think that would happen.
This must have been tough for you. This happened under your roof.
Very tough. It was really, really hard. I love Brad. He was at our house for many, many years all the time and always a beautiful boy.
You must miss him.
Oh, more than anything. I'd give anything up to have him back or just to see him one last time.
Brad's older brother Kobe says Brad's mates told him it was the first time any of them had tried it.
They're just so sorry and they just never could have thought that this would happen. They just thought it was harmless.
I know my son had a part to play in what happened that evening, but I hold Rexona and Unilever accountable. They've actually even publicly acknowledged that their product has been linked to 5 deaths. Bradley will now be the 6th.
Before she called us, Corinne called Rexona's parent company, Unilever. She says executives from the company flew to northern New South Wales to meet with her.
They had basically said to me that due to the other children passing being from bad backgrounds, that it was made able to make a social issue. So it wasn't a toxicity issue with their product, it was a social issue.
And clearly here they said because this happens mostly to kids from the wrong side of the tracks, it's somehow not important?
Rexona have said this in media reports that if these children weren't getting high off our product, they would get high off another product. Every child, no matter what side of the tracks you're from, life is worth saving.
I think there really needs to be something done because it's such an accessible product, and I know Rexona wouldn't be making it to harm kids, like they're making it for what it's meant to be, a deodorant, but it's just so dangerous to have freely accessible to hundreds of kids.
Unilever wouldn't put up anyone to be interviewed about chroming, but they did give us a statement in which they said they greatly admired Corinne's strength and courage. The statement also said that the problem of chroming couldn't be solved by one manufacturer alone, that they had a team that was focused on the issue and soon would be introducing stronger warnings on all their aerosol products.
They promised me that they were going to implement branding changes, implement education programs, that they were going to work with me quite closely in doing that. But at this stage, I haven't had any contact from them in relation to that.
Corinne says Unilever bosses told her governments discourage school-based education into the dangers of chroming because they believe it will encourage rather than stop kids doing it.
If you present it to kids in the right way, they're smart, they'll take it on. I don't think they're going to want to kill themselves or harm themselves with such a toxic substance.
Well, I think if you put it out there and told them the real dangers of it and what it does and what it can do to people, I think kids would stay right away from it.
On balance, education and awareness is a much better way to go.
For me, it's a little bit too late. I've lost my baby boy. I can't bring him back. I just don't want any other parent to lose what we've lost. Bradley had the whole world at his feet.
Yeah, coroner hasn't yet ruled on the cause of Brad's death, and you'll find a statement from Unilever on our website.